Okay, so what's the situation with hell and heaven and all that kind of crap? What's the deal? Well, now that Bill Gates owns heaven, it's private, and you're not allowed in. So sorry about that. Also, hell doesn't exist, mainly because God couldn't afford it. However, the reason God cites is that he wasn't paying top dollar for this Chinese knockoff of a Chinese knockoff of a piece of crap. And then takes a few paragraphs to explain that he's not saying it's a knockoff and a piece of crap. He's saying it's a knockoff of a piece of crap, which is worse than a regular knockoff because it's like a piece of crap, but worse because it's a knockoff. And it's not as good as crap. Most of the Bible was written drunk. So now you're wondering, where do all the souls go when they die?
The bank claims them.
What does the bank do with them?
It loans them out.
Yeah, I was going to say. To who?
They loan them out to new gods who want to, make a name for themselves out there. They want to worship. What happens if they don't pay back the souls?
They take out another loan. It's a terrible system. They're turned into midichlorians. There we go.
Yeah.
Once again, God doesn't like the gays because Bill Gates once decided to fuck with them and tell them he hated gays. And God secretly really likes Bill Gates and thinks he's really cool and wants to be him. God's a loser. What are the punishments for criminals? Well, obviously there's different types of criminals. So if you're a thief, you have to spend the next 3 years of your life dressed as a 12-year-old girl, speaking in a high-pitched voice. You're constantly monitored. And if you already are a girl, you just have to fight a homeless man to the death. Okay, murderer. You have to dress up as a 2-year-old girl and speak in an Indian accent for 3 years. This is all just for identification purposes, It's just an easy way to tell this person's a murderer. And if you happen to be a murderer who's also a 2-year-old girl with an Indian accent, then I'm very sorry, but then as a freak of nature you must be sacrificed. Okay, well we've got thieves, murderers. We already know the theme for tax evasion, nerd jail. If you return a book late, you get stabbed. And they even organize themselves into gangs. Like Trekkies and Star Wars fans. And if there's one thing you don't want to cross in nerd jail, it's the wrong fraction. There's only one black guy in nerd jail. He could read. So they had to transfer. There's a gym. Pokemon gym. If it gets real brutal, they fight to the breath. Until they both run out of breath. People get attacked every day by asthma. Juice boxes are like currency in there. So anyways, back to the religion. What are their practices? Nobody prays because God does not have the time nor energy to be listening. Okay, so we're not going to have church in this religion because church is a bit too old school. What we're going to do instead is live stream our mass every Sunday on Twitch. You can make your donations. We also have a Patreon. Bloopers.
What?
We blooper reel. Smash that motherfucking like button. Come on, can we hit 10,000 likes this video? Now, while practitioners of our religion don't pray, you should show your loyalty to God by every so often just supplying him with good conversation starters and jokes that he can tell to other people. Maybe tell him some interesting celebrity gossip or something. Juggling is another common practice of this religion, mainly just to display competence and to subtly tell armless people that they're fucking degenerates and they deserve it, and they can't be in our religion. God actually has a list of people who are fucking degenerates and they deserve it. That list includes people who can't skip, people who can skip but choose not to, people who don't watch Antiques Roadshow, people who kill John Lennon, people who have left hands, and people who don't like NASCAR. Some have questioned God as to why he cares about such petty things, and he is quoted with replying, "What have you ever done, huh? What have you ever done?" Okay, so now we have to sort out the story of the religion. How was the world created? In short, the world was created when God downloaded a template and got rid of all the parts he couldn't afford. Like world peace and all that kind of crap. It's actually heavily disputed within the religion how the earth was created, and there's 4 main veins of thought. The first one you've already heard. The second idea is that God left an old sandwich in the same cupboard he kept his toothbrush and other hygienic products in. I was gonna say, like, instruments. It took him 2 years before he opened the cupboard again to finally discover the sandwich had grown into a planet. The third possibility is that he bought it while drunk on a late-night Billy Mays commercial. And last, but not least, he made it all himself. He used to be a genius, likable, great guy, almost akin to Tom from MySpace. But to create the human race, he had to give up his chromosomes and become the God he is today. So now here's some of God's antics that he got up to in the next few thousand years. Well, he flooded the world because he read it in a parenting book that told him you have to show your humans who's boss every once in a while.
If you don't discipline them, then they'll just step all over you.
Exactly.
I was just thinking that it sounds like a bit like it's his version of fire drill.
For the next while, he got up to typical God stuff, like killing babies and throwing frogs at people. And up till now, that's been pretty much it. And now it comes to Doomsday, the final reckoning. It is predicted that God will soon be evicted from the universe when the bank is forced to reclaim it. Terrell Johnson-Tron, destroyer of universes, will come to demolish the universe. He sounds like some badass monster, but he's really just a council worker on government pay. Terrell ends up fighting God, but God dies because of his bum knee. Bill Gates doesn't give a shit because he's in an alternate dimension, just boning some bitches, and he really only bought heaven as an industrial waste dump in the first place. And then finally, with God dead, the universe almost destroyed, it's Kanye's turn. Kanye steps up to fight Terrell and employs the power of belief. His ego is so huge and so powerful that he accidentally ends up destroying everything. Not just Terrell, not just our universe. Everything is all gone. And that's how it ends. And just as some final exposition, there's one thing we've left unexplained. Why are the gods even bothering to create all these universes? It's pretty simple. Reality TV. For who, you ask? For their God, who doesn't actually exist. They just think he does. It's pretty fucking stupid. What's the name of our religion? Scientology. I think we need some badass music now, but I don't know if we can...
You're not bothered to edit.
Yeah. Anyways, stay classy, San Diego. You don't care anymore.
No, I've grown indifferent.
That's sad.